We've been looking at the most dominant streaks in all of strongman, and the #1 position is going to absolutely blow your mind. So stay tuned. Lizzie, am I hyped up enough for you today?
Yeah, you've just got this gravel to your voice. Very gravelly quality.
I just feel like I'm excited.
You feel like you're on the list?
No, I'm definitely not on this list.
Do you know what, though? It is incredibly hard to get on this list. So we're looking at winning streaks, obviously. The most first places in a row. Now, there are some incredible strongmen who don't even come close. The likes of Alexei Novikov.
I was just going to say, we talk about how good just like Alexei Novikov is, the likes of Martin Lissis.
Both on 2, winning streak of 2.
A 2, which is, I believe, where I am.
Yes, you're a 2 as that. But also, so's the likes of Jean-Paul Sigmarsson, loads of real quality strongmen. So there have been people that have won a lot of competitions, but they've also, placed all over the place as well. And I guess a lot of it comes down to how often they compete. Some people's streaks are spread out over a longer period of time, but we will get to all of that good stuff.
Auntie Liz, let's show us the best streaks in strongman.
Okay.
Winning streaks, not anything else.
No, we don't have things like that in this sport. Much to your disappointment.
So we've been able to separate the top 8 winning streaks in strongman. We had quite a number on 3.
Yes.
But we've disregarded 3. To get on this list, you need 4 wins or more. And we're going to start off with JOUKO AHOLA.
So there's a few guys on 4, but I've ordered them based off of the prestige of the title that they won in their streak and also who they beat in those competitions as well. So it's quite easy to put people in order in this one. So JOUKO AHOLA's winning streak of 4 started in 1998 when he won the Strongest Man Alive. He then went on to win the 1999 IFSA Finland Grand Prix, the 1999 Atlantic Giants, and then also 1999 Beauty and the Beast. It's some funny names for competitions.
They did have some funny names, but I mean, we say that, we still have some funny names for strongman comps. But JOUKO was an incredible strongman, burst on the scene, actually only had quite a short period of time in the sport as well. So someone that could be higher up anyone's list in terms of the greatest of all time, the most wins, etc. He only stayed in strongman for a very short period of time, but excelled while he was in there. So next up, we have the legend that is GEOFF CAPES, another man that's won 4 titles in a row. He won the World Strongman Challenge in 1987, the World Muscle Power Classic in 1987, also in 1987, Viking Games, and in 1988, Battle of the Giants. Obviously, Geoff also a 2-time winner of the World's Strongest Man. The face of British strongman for so many years, absolute legend, and he's one of 8 athletes that's had 4 or more victories in a row.
Now, you can't have GEOFF CAPES on a list without bringing in his arch enemy. No, I'm just checking. But Bill KAZMAIER obviously is on this list as well. Oh, I say obviously. Jean-Paul Sigmarsson isn't on it.
No, and we will kind of point out there that it's harder to get results from back in the early days of strongman. So there's potential that guys like Geoff, Jean-Paul and Kaz actually had a bigger winning streak. We just can't find results for those competitions.
Yeah, the records are less complete for the guys, of yesteryear, I guess. But Kaz's streak is a very interesting one. So it started at the 1980 World's Strongest Man final, which he obviously won. He then won the 1980 World Strongbow. And then he won the 1981 World's Strongest Man and the 1982 World's Strongest Man. So within his streak of 4, there's 3 World's Strongest Men.
That's hell of an impressive list.
Wow.
And it's like, he's dominated World's Strongest Man and then gone for like a drinking competition or something in
World
between.
Strongbow, I know, yeah.
It was actually a strongman competition. But yeah, like you said, some of the sponsors and names back then were interesting. So that ends our streak of 4 wins in a row. And actually, we couldn't find anyone on 5.
No.
The next man, I think, will surprise a lot of people based on who is not on this list. When you think there's no Martins, there's no Alexei Novikov, there's no Eddie Hall, there's no Tom Stoltman. No. We are looking at the incredible Polish power of MATEUSZ KIELISZKOWSKI. You thought I was going to say Pudzianowski, didn't you?
No? Well, I know, because I read the list. Yes.
So KIELISZKOWSKI, unbelievable strongman, and he is coming back into the sport after a few years of injuries. But MATEUSZ is actually one of the best when it comes to domination in competitions. Hasn't managed to pip the World's Strongest Man yet. He's been second at Worlds, second at the Arnolds, but he's pretty much dominated everything else. And he has a winning streak of 6 competitions in a row. He won the Giants Live Wembley. He went on to win Poland's Strongest Man. He won the Strongman Champions League Finland, Giants Live World Tour Finals, Arnold's Europe's, and the Worcester Dubai competition. He was up against some supreme opposition in those events as well. And to do 6 competitions in a row in any generation is super impressive.
In 4th place on our list then is Mr. Brian Shaw. Now, no list in Strongman is complete without Brian. He genuinely makes every list for some reason or other, doesn't he?
One of the most dominant forces has been, not just in terms of winning, but the length of the career as well. I mean, he's won absolutely everything there is to win. And he has put together an 8-event winning streak. Tell us about this one, Lizzie.
So Brian's streak started in July 2014 when he won the Strongman Champions League North American Championships. He then went on to win the 2014 North America's Strongest Man. He won the Giants Live Scandinavian Open, followed by the 2015 Arnold Strongman Classic. He then went on to win the 2015 Arnold's Australia. He also won the 2015 World's Strongest Man Final. He won the 2015 Forza Bruta before taking a bit of a break. It was 8 months when he came back and won 2016's Forza Bruta. So Brian's is interesting because most of these guys, with the exception of Bill KAZMAIER actually, it's over a relatively short period of time, but Brian's is over 2 years, which is typical of Brian, isn't it? Because he didn't compete that frequently compared to some of our athletes.
Brian's a lot more selective in terms of the amount of competitions he does as well, especially now in his career. But even so, back then, he would really focus on the big titles. And you can see that here. He's won World's Strongest Man and the Arnolds, as well as some other big titles.
All within that one streak.
Absolutely incredible. And without question, will always go down as one of the greatest of all time. Still competing, still capable of surprising people. Who knows what else he might add to his already incredible accolade of titles. But Brian Shaw, 8 competitions in a row, that puts him at 4th place on this list. So number 3, we've got the Dominator himself, Mariusz Pudzianowski, the only man so far to win 5 World's Strongest Man titles. But that's not what we're talking about today. We are talking about a continuous streak. So Mariusz has put together not 1, but 2 separate streaks of 8 titles, which is quite incredible.
It is incredible.
I mean, someone got in between him, but that's I mean, the winning record of Mariusz is just unbelievable. I mean, a lot of people say, why don't people talk about Mariusz as one of the greats? He is one of the greats.
Absolutely.
And when he was competing, you can only beat who's in front of you, and he was destroying everyone. So Mariusz's first streak started in January 2005, where he won Pajetnik Giganto. I am sure I butchered the hell out of that one, so Polish fans, please correct me. He won 3 Strongman Super Series Grand Prix in a row, World Strongest Man Cup Federation from Austria, the Mohegan Sun Grand Prix, World Strongest Man 2005, and then he went and won that first competition again.
The Giganto one.
The Giganto one.
We can't say.
And then his second streak of 8 started in February 2008, where he won World Strongman Federation Russia, he won Europe's Strongest Man, World Strongest Man Federation Belarus. He won Poland's Strongest Man, the 2008 World Strongest Man, 2009 Globe Strongest Man, 2009 Europe's Strongest Man, and 2009 Poland's Strongest Man. The Dominator won so many competitions in his career. Obviously, 5 times World's Strongest Man.
And what's really interesting is the time difference between his streaks. That's 3 years apart. So they're at different points of his career. He was still that dominant, which I think is just so
unbelievable.
Impressive. Yeah. Now, I think number 2 on the list is going to surprise a few people. I don't think it should, because we were there, we saw it with our very own eyes.
It doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me, but it might surprise some. Thor Bjornsson is second on this list with a winning streak of 9, and he won some incredible titles within that 9 as well. So it's not just the fact that he got 9 in a row, it's who he beat and the titles he won along the way. So Thor's winning streak of 9 started in June 2017, where he won Iceland's Strongest Man. He then won Festival de Hummus, a competition in Canada. He won the 2018 Arnold Strongman Classic, quite quickly followed by the 2018 Europe's Strongest Man. He won the World's Strongest Man in 2018. He then went on to win Iceland's Strongest Man again. He won the 2018 Worcester Dubai competition. He went on to win the 2019 Arnold Strongman Classic again. And then that was shortly followed by Europe's Strongest Man again in 2019.
That is an extremely impressive list.
He won everything he did in 2018.
I think that could be, in my opinion, the most impressive one-off run in strongman history. In terms of the people that he was up against and his ability as a strongman. I know who we've got coming up next, and it is quite mind-boggling.
It's quite spectacular.
But I think just that period of time, Thor may have been the greatest strongman we've ever seen for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
he was the best ever within that time
period.
period.
I'd say Zydrunas and Brian are better all round because they've done for a longer period of time. But within that short period, Thor was quite incredible.
Yeah, he was unstoppable, as you can say.
So talking about unstoppable, we get to our number one on the list.
Now, this one's a little bit complex because, I mean, it's just insane, actually. So what was his winning streak, Lazo?
So bear in mind the best winning streak we've had so far is 9.
Yeah.
Zydrunas Savickas put together a 17 competition winning streak.
Yeah.
The ridiculous thing is he has other winning streaks as well.
He had 17 wins in a row. Then he had a couple of second places, etc. Then he put together another winning streak of 9. It's just like no one.
So his second best is equal to
Thor's,
second place,
yeah.
and then his best winning streak is 17 competitions,
which is nearly double Thor's.
In a row. People always kind of question why we put Zydrunas at the top of our list when it comes to being the greatest of all time. He's won more titles, he's won everything multiple times, and he had such a long career in the sport. Shall we take a look at this ridiculous streak?
Yeah.
So within that 17 competition winning streak, which started on the 10th of March 2012, he won 12 Strongman Champions League competitions, 2 Europe's Strongest Man titles. He won the World's Strongest Man, he won the Arnold's Europe's, and he won Lithuania's Strongest Man.
So his streak ended when he came second at 2013's World's Strongest Man. But then later in 2013, in the September, that's when he started his streak of 9. It really is insane. So that streak of 9 consisted of 5 Strongman Champions League competitions, which included the World Finals. He won the 2014 Arnold Strongman Classic, followed by the 2014 World Strongest Man. Then he won Forza Bruta and Giants Live Poland.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Zydrunas putting together a 9 and a 17 competition winning streak.
All within a few years as well. And he's got other streaks, like 5s, 6s. To be fair, so does Brian, so does Pudzianowski. They just have them all over the place.
Yeah, they've all won so many titles, but no one comes close to Zydrunas. He's top of this list. 17 competitions that he won in a row. Unbelievable. Right guys, as always, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've got to the end, please remember to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys next time.